Hi, this is Doug Brock with Kendall Electric. I'm going to do a quick demonstration of the Ethernet IP capacity tool from Rockwell Automation. It's a handy tool if you're building Logix-based control systems that use Ethernet IP. The main purpose is it calculates the number of connections and the amount of bandwidth you're using out of your controller or your network modules that will make sure you don't exceed the capacity of either one of those. The software package is available for download for free off the Rockwell Automation website. If you go to www.ab.com, go down to the middle of the page where it says Integrated Architecture Tools Demonstrate Ease of Use. Follow that link, and under Updated Tools, the Ethernet IP capacity tool is listed. You can download it there. So the first thing you get when you open up the package is this kind of landing page. First thing you're going to want to do is go to Scanner Processor and pick a processor or an Ethernet module. In this case, I'm going to start on the low end and pick an L23E Compact Logix processor. I'm going to hang a few .io racks, and then I'm going to go over and hang some PowerFlex drives. Let's do 3 of those as well. And then I'm going to hang a PanelView Plus last. After I've hung all those devices, you do get this warning message saying that all the calculations you probably need to do if you've got a fairly sophisticated system with PanelView Pluses in it, especially multiple PanelView Pluses, is you need to make sure it's not going to overload your controller, and this software doesn't handle all those calculations. The majority of them it does. So now if I come over to the green compute button, click that after I've got everything hanged in that I want to look at, you'll notice the first thing, it presents several variables that it's calculated. The number of SIP connections I've used, the number of TCP connections, how many I/O packets per second I could expect to see. You'll notice with the L23 I've only got 8 TCP connections, so if I count those up, 1 for my PanelView Plus, 1 for the Compact Logix itself, 3 for the .io, and 3 PowerFlex drives, I've used all of my TCP connections. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to switch that to an L35E processor and click Compute, and now you'll see with the expanded capacity of that L35E, now I'm well within the restrictions of the TCP connections and the SIP connections both. And one thing people usually don't realize is that analog modules can really have a significant impact on the number of connections you use in a processor. So to kind of show you that, I'm going to go up and I'm going to click Analog Specialty Modules in this .io selection I made earlier. I'm going to put a few analog modules in each one of these .io racks that I've got hanging off the Compact Logix L35E. After I've done that, I'm going to go back to the green compute button and click it again. And you'll notice that given the number of analog modules in the devices I already had, now I've exceeded my number of SIP connections that are available in that L35E processor. So mainly because each one of these analog modules uses a connection in and of itself. So we wouldn't be able to use this much I/O and this many devices with a Compact Logix L35E. If I go back up one more time, I'm going to go down and just click Control Logix EMBT and replace that Compact Logix with a Control Logix system with an EMBT in the rack. Click Compute again, and now you'll see that I'm well within the number of TCP connections and SIP connections that I've got available for that processor. This was just a real down and dirty demonstration of that Ethernet IP capacity tool. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'll also post a SlideShare presentation that'll have a little bit more detail about how you can calculate the number of connections and the way PanelView Pluses and other HMIs and produce consume tags can affect your calculations you need to do to design a system. Thanks.